You are listening to KC Sports Network, proudly presented by Emprise Bank, your partner in possible.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for coming back for another week. It's currently with Daniel Kooser and Chris Wright. Chris, dude, what's going on, man? You hear our music right now? We don't talk about our music enough, and it's awesome with Radkey, who's in Kansas City. No, who's in Lawrence next month, and we might go to that damn thing, right?
In January, yeah, like January 21st at the Bottleneck. So I'm excited, man.
I'm not a bottleneck type guy, but maybe I'll be that for you. Maybe I'll make it there. I don't know what it's about.
I'm all about the Bottleneck, man. I've seen so many great concerts. It's such a small venue. It's like a personal experience. So
okay. Well, that's Radkey, man. That does our music for us, and they were nice enough to let us use it. And they'll be in town next month, so check it out if you want. What's going on in your world? Happy holidays to you and all that. Merry Christmas, you some bitch. What's going on?
I mean, it's the usual holidays. Got some good food. Nothing that would probably interest you, but I got some good food, and
I don't know what that means.
I'm ready for New Year's, man.
How dare you put me in a class? What does that mean? Did you travel or anything?
You classify yourself with like the list of beautiful food you send me. Like I'm not on that level.
I'm about to get with you though. I'm about to tone it down and get basic. I'm trying to get basic. I don't want to just bulk up all the time. I'm thinking about auditioning for a musical soon. I'm thinking I need to stay limber, maybe trim up a little bit, get sexy. I don't know. So we'll have a chat, you and I. You little tofu and rice action you do. I don't know.
All day, every day. Also, we made some French fries, homemade French fries.
You did.
We did.
That is about hard.
As basic. It's not hard, but it's a big deal in this household. So
sorry, I didn't know whether to celebrate you or scoff at that. But congrats.
A little bit of both, just to my face, celebrate behind my back. You can scoff at me. That's fine.
I love talking that shit. Well, that's cool, man. Did you travel or did you stay home?
Stayed home.
Stayed home. Just hung out, got some gifts.
Yep.
Yeah. Anything cool?
I got some running gear to run in the outdoors. So I'm pretty excited.
Elements.
I got an external hard drive. We've been trying to put all of our pictures in one spot. So it's not scattered amongst many computers.
Okay. That's what Facebook's for. Just keep it all on Facebook and then go get what you need.
I don't want Mark to sell my stuff. Zuckerberg to sell my pictures.
Facebook's for photos and parents.
That about you?
What, Facebook? No.
No.
Christmas.
Christmas.
Stuff was good, man. Stuff was good. I got it's always fun seeing what my stepmom comes up with like vegan stocking stuffers and whatnot, different candies that are accidentally vegan, stuff like that. Got a cool little Lego set. I'm kind of a child that way. I like building those things. They bring me immense amount of joy. But I got that new Call of Duty game, man. I've been popping some fools. I did, but I'm a campaign guy, so don't try to fight me on Warzone or nothing. I don't pay for that.
Okay.
I'll do some split screen with you though. We can go through the campaign and save some hostages.
We can do that. I did give myself a pretty fun gift. Booked a trip to Ireland.
Whoa!
And at the end of February, early March.
Holy moly! We might have to get an alternate host in here, or adjust accordingly.
I could do it. I could do it abroad. Maybe we'll see. If not, maybe somebody wants to take over for an episode.
We can always backlog interviews and stuff too, man, for episodes like that. So it's our first full season coming up with this episode, and this podcast, we're gonna be able to do so many different things. I'm really excited about it. So, well, that's cool, man. Glad you had a good Christmas, and hope everyone out there did as well. We got a couple bits of KC current news to talk about. I think the first order of business is a short little snippet there. We can condolences to Addie McCain. I think we talked a little bit about this. You and I, you mentioned the midfield's pretty packed. She might not have seen the field that much, but she's gone. they mutually parted ways. Surprised?
No.
Yeah.
No, I mean, she came over from, or, she was drafted, but the midfield and forward position are so deep right now, especially with our next topic of conversation. It's no surprise that, they parted ways.
Yeah.
She didn't hardly get any playing time at all this past year, maybe in the Challenge Cup. So it's not a surprise. I think she probably looked at it that she was not going to get any playing time this coming year unless there's injuries. So she just, she made a decision to try and get some minutes elsewhere.
Yeah, it makes sense, man. I mean, we got 22 players under contract right now. So I mean, it's and out of those, 7 are midfielders. So it's pretty packed. And we just keep we just keep signing people, man. I'll be interested to see where Addie McCain lands, because I mean,
Right.
she's not done. I'm sure
she's young.
Yeah, she'll play for someone, for God's sakes. This isn't a retirement episode. She's 17th overall pick in the draft of 2021,
Right.
out of Texas A&M. So, but we didn't really see her all year. So it is what it is.
During spring training, like their little exhibitions, she played well. During the Challenge Cup, she had some flashes, but just couldn't get on the field. And even when she was on, just couldn't quite make anything happen in her time on the field. And that was their opportunity. So
Yeah.
it makes sense that they're parting ways. But we wish her the best. I mean, she's been outstanding.
For sure. Part of this club, you hate to see someone bounce out of here and not get to reap the rewards of what we're building here. This training center, the stadium, fresh off a championship appearance. It does suck that she won't get to live any more of that here. So
she's going to come to this stadium as a visitor, and that's going to probably suck, to be honest.
Yeah, I would think so. But I think every visiting team is going to be excited to come play here.
Yeah.
Because as a member of a team, you have your other stadiums you look forward to playing in, and I think this one's going to be one of the best, man. I mean, Angel City FC play in LAFC, but it's not their stadium. You know what I mean? They play at Bank of California Stadium, and that's a hell of a stadium. Like, that's really fun place. But I think this will be a whole different vibe, different feel.
It's made for women. It's everything will cater to women's sports. So I'm really excited. And there's no other team that can even have anything close right now. Obviously, LA has, Bank of California, they play at Children's Mercy. San Diego play at Snapdragon, which is a football field, if I'm correct, for college football. So there's going to be nothing like it. There really isn't.
Yeah, so no doubt. Well, I can tell you someone who is probably real pumped to get here and get things going is our new forward, a new number 9, Mimmi Larsson. Right? Am I saying that right, Mimmi?
I think so.
I'm going to stick with it. 2-year contract, man, through 2024. So another player on the roster with international experience, straight out of Sweden. I'm excited, man. An international striker, it's a big deal. You got someone like Claire Lavage getting ready to come back from injury. Now you got Mimmi Larsson here that's going to just push Kristen Hamilton up top. I don't know what kind of system Kristen Hamilton falls into, if presumably Larsson takes this position. I'm interested. I'm interested to see the battle, but I'm excited. What do you think?
So she predominantly plays center forward and right midfield. So that gives us, I know the last podcast I talked about flexibility. That gives us the flexibility to bring her out wide, or, if she wants to take some minutes from Kristen or start up top or injuries, it gives her a chance to play that, center forward position. She had this year in the domestic league for 2022, she had 0.44 goals per 90.
Okay.
By comparison, Kristen Hamilton had 0.30.
Interesting. So Mimmi Larsson's getting almost 1 goal every other game.
Yeah. And she's not even the top 2 scoring players on her domestic team.
Wow. Okay.
So it seems like that team just had a lot of forwards and midfielders and just,
Well,
could
would love
afford
to
to lose
hear.
one.
Would love to hear you pronounce the name of this Swedish
Oh
league.
my
By the
goodness.
way, if you could give that a go, that'd be
I
great.
Damallsvenskan? I don't know.
Damallsvenskan. Looks like it. Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll call it that. She helped the team to league and Svenska Cupen titles. So, and a berth in the European Champions League. I mean, 77 appearances, 31 goals. I'll take that. I mean, you take it. And not to mention, God, if you're listening to this, you already know that how smart this podcast is because we've I don't know, talked about this person in past weeks. So I don't know, man. Maybe Chris has had his finger on the pulse of this transfer market way longer than anyone else.
I appreciate the kind words. I was able, when you're, when you get an international player that comes over, it's hard to get information. Everything's in a foreign language. Women don't get the attention that men get, in terms of, foreign market. So it was tough, but I was able to find some information. I watched some highlights, and she can kind of do it all, man. She can, she can, attack with her head. She can pretty much score anywhere. She's very crafty, very smart. She's a team player too. She's not just asking for the ball. She will drag defenders away. She will open space for other players. So, she's a high IQ player, with Matt Potter's, attack in midfield. I can see her fitting right in.
I love that, man. I love it. I also love that she's been in some sort of she's had international experience since 2010. Yeah. I mean, 12 years since she was playing for the U17 side. You know what I mean? Then started playing for the U19s and the U23s. And then finally the senior team looks like in 2016. So it's she's no stranger to playing against the world's top competition. And that's awesome. Maybe she wants to come here and, smoke some USA competition. You know what I mean?
She played in the World Cup,
2019, right?
Yeah. In France. So, she's used to all levels of competition. Nothing that the NWSL can throw at her right now can throw her off.
This is a big deal. I mean, it's not like the accolades are there, man. It's not like she's winning awards or anything like that, but she is making consistent appearances in UEFA Women's European Championships and FIFA World Cup, international appearances in the U17, 19, 23s. And I'm just I don't know, that comes with buzz and feels electric to me. I don't know if I'm overhyping it or anything, but it feels like I'm hyping it the right amount. It feels very exciting.
I mean, this team has a knack for bringing in players who are not at the top tier level, right? I could be wrong, hopefully wrong, but I don't think she's going to be a Golden Boot winner or an MVP. But I think she's gonna come in and elevate our play. She's going to elevate the players around her. Whatever we're doing, she's going to make it that much more effective. And when you combine all of that together, I think we're going to have a significantly better product on the field.
Okay. We don't think enough, man. You just said she's not going to win Golden Boot or MVP or anything like that. That's fine because our team is not built for that, in my opinion. It's not built around an Alex Morgan or a Sophia Smith. And that's fine because it's a Kansas City market. You know what I mean? We're not the Portlands, the California teams. And that's always going to be the story when you live in Kansas, dude. That's always the story. Kansas and Missouri. Everyone overlooks it. Flyover country, if you will. Right. Call it what you want. We know the truth. We're all having a good time here and enjoying our lower house and rent payments.
Well, there's benefits that come with signing somebody like Mimmi as opposed to trying to break the bank. Obviously, financially, you can afford better players under the cap. You're not breaking the bank for an Alex Morgan. We don't need that Golden Boot leader because when you do that, you have to change the style of your play to cater to one style or one person. Mm-hmm. Our attack comes from everywhere. Right, you'll take a look at the players who've scored from Lo LaBonta to Lavoisier to Kaiser, Hamilton, Mace, just whomever. Right, just we can add her into that list. we don't need her to come in there and score 12 goals a game. It'd be nice, but we don't need it. We just have to. She just needs to come in there, fit, elevate everybody's play, and our team will be better for it.
That being said, pressure is just off. I mean, when you're coming into a team like this, a team that's already like, okay, hear me out. If she's coming into a team that finished second last in the league last year, you know what I mean? Missed out on the playoffs or whatever. Now there's pressure. Okay, I need to help this team win. No, because we are winning. We know how to win. You're coming into a team that's been winning. So your job is to just help us win more consistent, get us over that championship hump that we got to. Don't just squeeze us into the playoffs, dominate the league and solidify that spot in the playoffs. So Mimmi Larsson coming in like this, expectations aren't high for her. It's super good depth, man, to have someone else up top there to push Kristen Hamilton to be better, to push CC Kaiser out there on the wing. I think overall this is going to help the team, man, and being in training, going back and forth between those women, it's going to be powerful shit. I'm excited to see it.
Well, let's talk about the burden on Kristen Hamilton. She has been the player that everybody looks for. Well, not looks for, but she's been at the top. And the fans, probably more so than the players, are expecting her to score goals, score a bunch of goals. Obviously, she hasn't been able to do that, but this will, Hamilton played almost 90 minutes every single game. This will definitely help her take a little bit of the pressure off of herself, let her kind of take a breath, take a step back if needed, and just share that burden, share that load. And that's what I'm excited about.
Good point. Kristen Hamilton did not really get breaks.
No.
And that is underappreciated in my opinion. I don't think we're putting enough respect on her name to know that she wasn't getting subbed out. She was a workhorse up there, and the numbers didn't always come. The goals didn't always happen, but she was in there doing the work.
Her tail off. She's always sprinting to the ball, and she's going to drag defenders. She does everything but score at times. And Mimmi can do the exact same thing, and we hope get a few more goals. But regardless, they're going to be very complimentary of each other.
I'm very excited. I just feel I can't say that enough. I'm just ready to get going, man. Things are coming, dude. Soccer season is upon us. Get these holidays over with. I'm done with them. I'm done. I'm done driving everywhere. I'm ready to start driving back out to the stadium. All right, that's where I want to spend my gas. So, well, shit, man. Yeah. Welcome to Mimmi Larsson. So what's that leave our forwards at? God dang, I just had it pulled up. How many, bear with me here. I had that roster pulled up right here. Forwards, 5. Elise Bennett, which, dude, the ceiling on Elise Bennett is very high. We did not see enough of Elise Bennett this year. And I think she's a lot of people's favorite, and we're not able to celebrate her as much because she was kind of that super sub in that 70th minute or whenever she would come in. So Elise Bennett, Kristen Hamilton, CC Kaiser, Mimmi Larsson, and Lynn Williams. I don't know. Heard of her? Haven't seen her yet. We're hoping to see some Lynn Williams. We're dying to see some Lynn Williams and Sam Mewis.
Yeah, well, the good thing is that, Lynn Williams was able to train towards the end of the year.
True.
I think if her injury occurred a month prior, we probably would have saw her in the championship. She was that close, but we barely missed out. So I believe she's healthy now, or healthier. So I expect to see her play. I don't know when. There's no Challenge Cup next year, right? It's mixed in. So it'll be interesting to kind of see how they move her into the team. But, I mean, you want to talk about depth. We were just talking about Larsson, Hamilton, Kaiser, throw Lynn Williams in there. If she's healthy, she could arguably be one of the best players on the team.
Very true.
And we forget about her, and we forget about Mewis.
We do. Because we signed them and then didn't get to see them. That's why it felt weird. I know we talked about it slightly when the news was announced, but I want to revisit that again. Are you excited that the Challenge Cup is integrated, or did you kind of like that it was kind of a preseason nothing kind of tournament, like just kind of see where we're at situation?
Pros and cons.
I can go both ways, right?
Yeah. I like to see where we started off, right? I want to give those rookies a chance to get on the field and play and see what they can do. But at the same time, I want it to be treated like a real cup that's in the middle of a year. And that's where depth is really going to have to come into play.
True.
I mean, not only are we going to have the World Cup, Women's World Cup coming up next year, but national team duty, Challenge Cup. It's going to be a year of who can put together the best depth on a roster. And I think our team right now is really up there.
Very much so. We should look at doing some kind of, I don't know, man, look at doing some sort of World Cup recordings live maybe, or like some watch parties or something. We could just go hang out with everybody. And because we potentially will have a Haley Mace or a Franch in the World Cup next year. Nothing's guaranteed. I know Lynn Williams and Sam Mewis have been in and out too. I don't think we'll see them work their way back in, but I could be wrong. You never know. I don't know if Alex Morgan's hurt, but then becomes healthy right before the World Cup. You think she's not going? I think it's happening. So, but Challenge Cup situation, I saw it both ways, man. I kind of got excited having like a preseason tournament. It felt like bonus soccer. It's just like, I don't know, like exhibition games, right? In basketball, it just felt like this doesn't matter, but I'm enjoying it anyways. It's fun. Sure, it's the biggest thing in the world if we win the whole thing, but if we're absolute crap, then this thing doesn't matter.
No, nobody cares about it then, right?
Right. But now it's in the middle of the season, kind of integrated like that, and so it does matter a little more. And I think that's the point, obviously, to integrate it, challenge teams with their rotation, and see who can make a run in this thing while staying consistent with the regular season. So Coach Matt Potter is going to be challenged to kind of get his rotation going like that. Can't be playing Kristen Hamilton every game for 90 minutes. We got to, move it around. So I'm excited for that. It'd be fun.
Yeah.
Well, what else we got? What do you got on the agenda? You got anything?
I was thinking about the midfield, right?
Oh, yes.
And so we have DiBernardo and Morgan Gautrat.
Yeah.
And when I was thinking about the games that we struggled are against teams who dominate the midfield. I'm sorry, Portland is one, right? National championship game. They dominated the tempo of the play, right?
Yeah.
They, from beginning.
We did not see the ball that much.
And we got the ball whenever they basically gave us the ball.
Yeah.
And that's how the game played out. And, with those two signings and with Larsson in there, if she's a right midfielder or whomever, our midfield is so much better now to challenge that style of play. And that's something that, we didn't have last year, and we surely didn't have it in our first year. So I really hope Matt Potter can put all the pieces together with all the players, and just in games that truly matter the most, put the best 11 out there, and, allow us to have some depth through, national team duty or the Challenge Cup.
I feel you there. I am, dude, our midfield has some names to it, by the way. Chardonnay Curran, lot of ceiling for this lady. A lot of ceiling. Very excited to see what she can do. Then, of course, DiBernardo and Gautrat, new players. How will they integrate into this team? Very pumped to see that. Lola Bonta, heard of her? I don't know. She's only all over every social media and ESPN highlight reel there is when it comes to celebrations and penalty kicks and stuff like that.
NFL athletes are stealing her celebration,
Unbelievable. She's on Instagram being like, what even is my life? Like, who are these guys just taking my thing? But then you got someone like Claire Lavaget. Season ended far too early for her last year. Right. A lot of upside for her. Chloe Lagarzo, big time Australian international. And then Sam Mewis, of course. So that midfield's exciting. That's an all-star midfielder, in my opinion. All-star midfield.
And, we have to look, we still have draft picks. I don't want to get my hopes up, but Desiree Scott is getting really crowded on our team right now. It's hard to see her coming back. I could be wrong, but
we haven't heard anything.
We haven't heard anything. Our roster is really full, especially with 8 draft picks coming up in January. So I'm not holding my breath on that one, sadly.
Wow, that breaks a lot of hearts. I didn't even think about that. That happened. So that she's yet to resign or announce anything. Yeah, buddy. I'm just looking at this this roster now, and what's the cap on numbers? We gotta have 26.
Yeah, 26.
26. So just like the men.
Yeah.
Where do you? So you got 22. Where do you add 4 more? You got 8 defenders. I mean, do you add what, 1 more defender and 1 more forward, and 2 more midfielders? God, I don't know.
Maybe another keeper. You think they're going to have it? Because last year we kept 3.
True. We did have 3. A lot of teams don't keep 3 keepers.
Yeah.
It's weird, but we do have a second team as well. Did you know this? Kansas City Current 2.
Yep.
That does not get a lot of buzz. I don't hear about that. I forget about that. How do you even pay attention to them? How do you keep your finger on the pulse of those women?
I think they have a Twitter account. I think.
And are they like in this system? Like they can potentially get quote unquote called up to be part of this team?
I don't think it happens as in the same way that MLS does, or any other European league. But
I'm not educated enough. I'm still trying to learn.
Yeah, they used college players last year, because some of KU's soccer players played on that team. So it's kind of hard to figure it out. But I think if they wanted to, they could. I don't see why they couldn't bring up a player. But there's too much talent out there. We have, we could find somebody if we needed to pretty quickly.
I gotcha. Yeah, we're not really relying on our...
we don't need we don't need current 2 players to come in and step in.
Having our little homegrown program or whatever, calling up some academy kids. It's like, that's not a thing right now. So maybe in the future, I don't know. The sport's growing. We'll have to see.
Now, I don't see us taking all 8 picks prior to the draft because, I mean, we have we're 4 away from hitting a limit, right?
Yeah.
We have 8 picks. There's no way we're going to pick 8 players.
So some trades, right?
We could trade. We could send some players on loan. I know we've done that in the past. Michelle Vasconcelos, I think we did at one point. And then once her loan ended, we didn't retain her. So it can be done, but yeah, it's going to be really hard to be under that roster limit. So I imagine we'll package some either a player and picks or just picks for a player or to move up in the draft as well. But we're going to do something because we can't draft all 8.
Good point, man. Good point. I 8 draft picks. That's coming up fast. We need to get someone on here smarter than us to talk us through the draft process. I know we got a couple people in mind, so we'll put some feelers out and see what bites.
Yeah, I don't know the college women's game as much as I would like to think I do. So we need some smart people on here.
Yeah, because no one ever talks about it until it's the final and it's broadcast on like ESPN2 or something. And it's like the college women's cup or whatever. And I'm like, man, this does not get the coverage. Like, tell me why I should watch this when it doesn't get coverage all year long, right?
Right.
It's different. And to be honest, the men's is like that too, really. Soccer just doesn't get the respect that other sports get. So, and we're trying. I mean, dude, you ever go on Twitter? There's always one person on there that just has to say their opinion about soccer and how much it sucks. And it's like, you don't have to say that. You can just keep that shit to yourself. It's like a racist person. You don't have to say those things. Just keep them inside. It's just rude. It's just messed up.
And it's not hard to find women's soccer games like Vanessa, UCLA, right? It's hard to find a UCLA game to watch.
Yeah.
For women's soccer, and you have to have, the Pac-12 network or whatever.
And who's got that? Who's got that? Because someone still has to have what? Cox Contour?
You do. Yeah. You have to have some
the Uverse
cable platform.
Ain't nobody doing cable anymore except my father. I'm like, Dad, you don't watch half this shit. What are you doing? Doesn't make it. He says, you don't have any cable. No, you find yourself a friend and you split streaming services and shit is so cheap. It's so easy. Life hack, man. Life hack. I'm letting people know.
I think everybody already does that, sir. But
you think they do that? That's not original. I didn't. I didn't come up with that.
I mean, I've gotten some offers of opportunities, and I've had to turn them down because I like where I'm at.
You got offers to leave me? You're trying to jump ship and go. You try to split Paramount Plus with some other hussy? What the hell, man?
I told you I declined the offer, man. Like I'm we're good.
Is this because I continue to change your profile pic on HBO Max? Is this what it's all about? You're upset?
Every time I log in, I see it and it makes me laugh so hard. So we have to give some background.
Sure.
So I think Dan asked me to put some profile pictures up, and in true Chris Wright fashion, I don't. I probably ignored his text, so nothing. And then I log on one day, and all 4 of our profile accounts had Dan and a picture with that person. So for me, it was like Dan and me, Vanessa, Dan and Vanessa. So he put himself in every single profile picture.
And my picture is just me.
And, and to this day, it's still that.
Oh, it's so
they
funny.
Haven't changed.
So full of myself, so full of shit. But also,
we laughed so hard.
The first time we scrubbed your Facebook and found like some old ass pictures of you in some weird Halloween costumes, like circa 2007 or some shit.
That's so embarrassing. I'm a different person now.
Oh, so good. Very funny. Well, I'm glad your loyalty's still here, man, because we got a good thing going. I just can't quit you, you know? Don't quit me. Oh my God, dude. News is just so hard to come by. And do you just end it right now? Is it a 30-minute podcast? You just call it a day?
Real quickly, read off that defender list if you don't mind.
Oh, yeah.
Because I feel like something's going to be done there.
Okay. 8 of them. Elizabeth Ball, Kate Delfalt. Elizabeth Ball is like a beast, by the way. Yeah. I mean, absolutely consistent all season. Had a couple sad, shifty games towards the end, but absolutely beast in my mind. I adore her. Kate Delfava, playoff great. Alex Loera, very good player, very, very fun to watch. Haley Mace, heard of her? International, U.S. international. Addison Merrick, you like her a lot. Rock Chalk Jayhawk,
absolutely.
Right down the road from your home there. Izzy Rodriguez, you're big on as well. You like jumping on the the young player hype train.
I like to feel smart when it works out. Like,
yeah, absolutely. You make a prediction.
Yeah,
it works. People then want to hear what you say, and that's why you're here.
Yeah, kind of.
No, it's true, man. Our buddy Chip hit me up and was like, "Listen, nothing against you and Jimmy. You guys are great on No Other Pod, but on Currently, you and Chris have got this like co-host chemistry thing going on." And I was like, "You have no idea what you just did. I'm gonna tell Chris, and he's gonna freaking gush. Like he's gonna melt and say it made his day." And sure enough, you were like, "Man, that just made my day." I said, "I fucking knew it." So hey, that's a hell of a compliment from Chip, dude.
Absolutely, I appreciate that. Yeah. And when you password share with somebody, chemistry just naturally grows from that. So
just there, dude. It just oozes,
Exactly. But is there anybody else, or did I?
Oh yeah. After Izzy Rodriguez, Mallory Weber. Okay, very, very good player. And I don't know, coach of the Kansas City Comets. We're going to the game tonight. Jenna Weinbrenner, assistant coach, friend of the pod. So I think that defense is pretty stacked, man. I assume you probably want to add one more to the mix.
I think it's stacked with potential.
Well, how many?
With a lot of the young players, but it's hard to replace somebody like Kristen Edmonds, a veteran, surefire player, without adding anybody new, right? And yeah, they're listed as defenders, but a lot of those players move up a lot. I mean, a lot of them are box to box. Like Mace is all the way upfield, Loera all the way upfield.
Yeah,
these are not exactly the players who drop 3 back, right?
True.
I think we need to add that other defender who's part of that 3 who can help, take over for what we're missing with Edmonds. I think they're going to probably try and address that either internationally or with a veteran player.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? This is not done. This is not solidified at all. It's always fun to see all these names are recognizable names and could easily see the field. Well, guess what? not all of them will even be in the game day roster. You know what I mean? Like it's just the way it is. Inevitably, injuries will happen. Sad deal. You like to not see it happen, but it happens. But what? It's an 18-player roster, right? So that leaves 8 players whose names we know, who we're aware of. I don't know. Household name might be a little much to say, but in Kansas City, these are recognizable names. So I just I don't even know if I could pick an 18 right now, man, because it's gonna be a battle.
Depth, man, depth.
Yeah.
I mean, it's when you look last year where we made up most of our points was, during national team duty with, Sophia Smith, Alex Morgan, all those players were gone. That's
we
where
didn't have
got
anyone gone.
We really didn't. Desiree Scott, is probably our biggest name, right? Addie Franch was not being called up at that time during that stretch.
Haley Mace was towards the end of the season.
But for most of it, that's where we got the bulk of our points, was when the international players of other teams were gone. So, other teams didn't have the depth to, withstand those players being gone. I think we do. And we're going to add a little more.
I feel you. I like that a lot. I believe it. And I feel that I'm just not ready to make any kind of starting lineup arrangements at all. So, very exciting stuff. Buddy, I really hope we see Haley Mace make the World Cup roster. She kept getting call up after call up and getting minutes in games. Yes, she about kicked a girl in the face and, and got a big foul there. Did she give up a PK at one time? Did she?
I think that she was the cause of that PK. Yeah.
Was it that one where she just like high booted her right in the head?
A little bit of a sell job, but
okay.
I mean, it was. I could see why they call that foul.
Rough deal, man. World Cup. It means more when you have someone on the roster. That 2014 Men's World Cup meant more because Matt Beasler and Graham Zusi were there.
Yeah.
This World Cup will mean more. I don't know if Addie Franch can get in there because goalkeeper is such a tough position to be in a national team with. But if Haley Mace can make her way in there, at least one player, that'd be a blast, man. And I hope we can watch a lot of games over the summer. Where's it at?
Yeah.
Australia,
New Zealand. Yeah,
they're splitting New Zealand hosting duties and stuff.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Great place to play, though. I mean,
is it?
I mean, I imagine. I mean, it's better than Qatar, right?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Low bar.
Low bar.
But
it's a beautiful place, right?
Beautiful and bunch of ridiculous insects that we've never seen before. So I mean,
see, I always go to like amazing scenery. They film Lord of the Rings there.
Okay,
a great place to travel, and your first instinct is bugs.
Nerd alert over here.
Your first instinct is there's bugs there.
Well, they're big bugs, man. You ever see those viral videos that they're like, wow, only in Australia, and it's like the biggest honking looking spider on someone's bathroom ceiling, or like a freaking like a snake coming out of the toilet. Can you imagine? You're sitting on the toilet when things are supposed to come out, but something's coming in. Well, it's not your bidet that you installed. It's by the way, hellotushy.com/no other for 10% off Hello Tushy bidet.
A great plug, great transition.
But you sit on the toilet and there could be bugs and stuff in there, man, just coming up to go just chomping on you. Just you think I'm joking? This is serious.
Australia does have the most venomous spider, the funnel spider. But I believe it's
a venomous spider.
I believe it's only the male, by the way.
Well, of course, males are dicks.
It is. So I don't think the female. I could be wrong. Actually, I'm double thinking it now. It could be the other way around, but it's only one sex has the venom.
Okay.
But
just like every relationship, there's always one. You have a spider, dude. Go get your spider. Bring it in.
I don't handle them, and I will not do that. It scares me too much.
Wait, hold on. We haven't unpacked this at all. It scares you, but you own this?
It's in a box.
Did you pay money for this?
No.
Oh, okay.
But it's in a box. I throw a cricket in there every other
Crickets.
week, and it does its thing. It barely moves, and actually it never moves. And the only time it does, it moves dirt from one side to another. It's actually kind of endearing.
Well, if you care about, okay, you're talking about it like it's a lava lamp. You just don't watch it and become enamored by the dirt moving. Okay, I feel that it's sad. If you care about animals, this thing is sad and needs to get some light. If you can put it on your shoulder for a bit and let the people see.
I mean, I will not have it on my shoulder as I record. I promise that'll
Dude,
scare me. You do not want to see that.
Has it ever gotten out of the cage?
Never.
Not on accident. Never bumped it over like in Home Alone, and it ends up on Marv's head. And no. Okay. This isn't the last time we'll talk about your spider, I'm sure, but at least you don't have a big old boa constrictor, and you're like, "Hey, look at my snake."
Now, a snake would scare me. I'm more comfortable. So let me ask you a question. If you see a tiny little jumping spider, a tiny little thing, do you get scared?
Yeah, I don't like anything, man. I don't even really care for roly-polies. I'm like, how'd you get in my house? Get on out of here.
Would you kill it?
And spiders and silverfish. Did I what now?
A silverfish? What?
Well, you don't know what silverfish is?
No, what is that?
I mean, everyone knows what silverfish. I don't know.
I have to Google it.
Yeah, you might have to Google it. Silverfish. They end up in walls and stuff. Sometimes around plumbing. I don't know. It's different. Sometimes we get little centipedes, and I'm like, well, I'm just like doing my post-workout stretching, and I'll see a centipede, and I'm like, oh boy, I got to get out of here.
I mean, first of all, I feel like you just made that up.
Tucker says it's terrible to deal with in Minecraft. Never played Minecraft. I can't relate, but I assume there's bugs in there. I can't play a lot of those Gears of War games because there's bugs, bro. There you go, silverfish, Minecraft.
I'll have to Google it. I trust Tucker. I don't know if I trust you.
You play Minecraft? It seems tedious. Seems like it's a lot to do.
I've never played.
No, I'll stick to the Assassin's Creed where I can just climb shit.
Play campaign on Call of Duty, so you can just...
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not trying to get owned by children that are too mean to me. They call me names like old guy. I'm like, that's not me. I'm not old guy, not yet. Who brought their dad? Shut up.
I bet when you hop on, you're like, how do I figure this out? What does B do? Like, do you like, yeah.
I'll play with my brother and his friends, and they'll be like, I'll be dying like crazy, right? And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm bringing you guys down. And they're so nice to me. I'm like, you don't have to pretend to be nice to me. I know you're upset. It's rough, bro. Well, we have gone totally off the rails.
We have. I'm sorry.
I apologize. This is not the last time we'll talk about bugs, though, because it is a fear of mine. Because when I was a Boy Scout, I went camping and woke up, and my sleeping bag was covered with spiders. Covered.
So I like how you apologized for talking about spiders and then went right back into it.
I went again.
Yeah, you went right back in.
I just had to tell you about my trauma. It's trauma, bro.
Did you watch Arachnophobia growing up?
What the hell's that? Oh, a movie? No.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to watch that.
Because it's terrifying.
No, I'm not going to watch that at all. I didn't watch Eight-Legged Freaks. That I heard that was just hilarious, but still not going to do it. I didn't like Starship Troopers. Starship Troopers got those big old spider crawly things. Great movie, by the way, Starship Troopers.
Pretty good. So, yeah. So what you're trying to tell me is you're not going to the World Cup next year.
No, I'm not going to the World Cup next year. I mean, they got like scorpions and shit. I mean, hell, you go to New Mexico, they got scorpions, so don't go to New Mexico either. But it's a whole, things. I've never been stung by a bee. Trying to keep that to a minimum. Don't want to get stung.
Did you go outside as a kid?
I mean, I played a lot of video games, but also, whenever my dad has a pool, so if there was ever a bee, I jumped in that bitch. I was like, I'm going in. Freaking wasp comes around. Shit.
Oh man, I can't believe you've never been stung. I'm actually surprised. This caught me off guard. That factoid, that
has everyone been stung?
Fact. I imagine.
Have you been stung?
Who has it aside from you?
Feels like I don't know.
I don't know.
Am I the anomaly? Am I the cure for
for
COVID?
I mean, you got it, so probably not.
Yeah, that's true. I'm immune now, though. I got the antibodies.
That's true.
It's not true. I'll get it again. All right, brother. Let's get the hell out of here.
We gotta stop before we keep going about
everybody.
Nonsense.
Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you. We're gonna see you in 2023, I guess. Shit, that's exciting stuff. In the meantime, follow us at No Other Pod on Twitter and Instagram, at Dan Kooser, at Chris Wright 21. Send us an email at nootherpod@gmail.com. We love getting questions, ratings, and reviews wherever you listen to podcasts. And come back next week for more Teal Talk and Current Rising and all that.
Be nice
We
to
love you
spiders.
guys. What?
Be nice to spiders.
All right. Well, kill them if you must. We love you very much. Bye-bye.